In this lesson, we're going to learn all about factors. And to make sure we do, we're going to 1. Define factors and factor pairs, and number 2, we're going to have 4 examples that we're going to go through. But with these 4 examples, I would like to go over the first 2, have you pause the video, and try the second 2 examples on your own. Coming up on the math review. So first of all, what exactly are factors? Well, factors are just numbers that can go into another number without a remainder. And it's always less than or equal to the number itself. Now between these 2 bullet points, it's a little bit wordy, so I think it's better to go over it with an example. So for example, let's say we have the number 10. So in order to find the factors of 10, we're looking for the numbers that can go into 10 without a remainder, and these factors are going to be less than or equal to this 10. So let's get started. So let's start off by asking ourselves, hey, selves, what's the smallest number that can divide 10? Well, what's the smallest number that can divide any other number? That would be 1. So let's start with 10 divided by 1. Now 10 divided by 1 is just going to give us 10. But 1 can divide 10 evenly. So what else can divide 10 evenly? Well, let's go to the next highest number. After 1, the next biggest number that can divide 10 is the number 2. So let's write 10 divided by 2, and that equals 5. There's no remainder here, so we know 2 goes into 10 evenly. Let's try again. What other number can divide 10 evenly? Well, let's go up from 2. 3 can't go into 10 evenly. 4 can't go into 10 evenly. Oh, but 5 can, and we'll say 10 divided by 5 equals 2. Since 10 divided by 5 equals 2, it goes into 10 evenly without a remainder because there's no remainder here. Now what else can divide 10? 6 can't, 7 can't, 8 can't, 9 can't, but 10 can. So we'll write 10 divided by 10 equals 1. So what we've done is we found all these different numbers that can go into 10 without a remainder, like it says in the first bullet point, and each of these numbers is less than or equal to 10. So all of these numbers here are factors of 10. So if we're really asking for the factors of 10, we can write them in order. 1, 2, 5, and 10. So there's an easier trick to finding all the factors of a number, and that's called using factor pairs. So factor pairs are a pair of factors that give you a certain number when multiplied. So let's say, for example, we have the number 30. What 2 numbers can I multiply to give me the number 30? So let's start with 1 and the number itself. That's a really good idea. So we've got 1 times 30. 1 times 30 gives me 30. Therefore, this here is a factor pair. Now let's try to go to the next number, which is 2. Can 2 go into 30? It sure can, because 2 times 15 also equals 30. What about 3? Does 3 times anything give us 30? Well, yeah, that's 3 times 10. How about 4? 4 can't, but 5 can. Well, 5 times what gives us 30? Well, that's going to be 5 times 6. And we can't go any more because the next number is 6, and that's already been used. So we're just going to use all these numbers that are written here as all of our factors for 30. On the left side, the numbers are going up, and on the right side, the numbers are going down. And you see how the next factor after 5 would have been 6, but that's already been used. Once that happens, you know you're done, and you have your factors from the smallest all the way to the biggest if you follow this curve. So now let's just say that the factors of 30 are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, and 30. Oh, and by the way, these are our next 2 examples. If you feel comfortable with this and think you can do it on your own, pause this video and give it a try. Good luck! So now let's find all the factors of 45 using factor pairs. And as always, we'll start with the number 1 in itself, and that'll be 1 times 45. The next number would be 2, but 2 can't go into 45. 3 can. Now that's a bit of a tough one. In case you don't know, it's 3 times 15. 4 can't go into 45. 5 can go into 45. So 5 times what is 45? Well, that would be 5 times 9. And the next number we would try is 6. That can't do it. 7 can't. 8 can't. And 9 can, but it's already been used. And that's our sign that we're done. And so next, we'll write all our factors from this side all the way around to the other side, in order from least to greatest. So we'll say the factors of 45 are 1, 3, 5, 9, 15, and the number itself, 45. And here's our last example. 100. This is a bigger number, so it might have more factors. But as usual, let's start with the factor pair of 1 and the number itself. So that would be 1 times 100. The next number would be 2, and that's 2 times 50, because 2 times 50 will give us 100. How about 3? No, 3 can't do it. 4 can do it, however. So 4 times what will give us 100? Well, that's 4 times 25. The next number would be 5, which can go into 100. And 5 times what is 100? Well, that's 5 times 20. Again, you'll notice the numbers here are getting bigger and bigger, and the numbers on this side are getting smaller and smaller. Remember, at some point, the numbers on this side are going to meet the numbers on this side, and that's our sign that we're done. So the next number would be 6, but that can't do it. And 7 can't. 8 can't divide 100 either. 9 can't divide 100 either. But 10 can. And that would be 10 times 10. And since that number is on both the left side and the right side, we're definitely done. So from least to greatest, our factors go from this number all the way around up to this side here. So now let's write the factors in order. The factors of 100 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10. Since 10's already been written once, I don't have to write it again. So we'll go to this one, which is 20. Then 25, then 50, and finally 100 itself. Now that was a lot of factors. How'd you do? Well, we hope you did really well, and if we can do anything to make this easier, just let us know in the comments below. But before we go, let's reflect on everything we learned. So what are factors? Well, factors are numbers that go into another number without a remainder. That means they go in evenly. And these factors are always less than or equal to the number itself. For example, when we had the number 10, all of our factors were less than 10. Or when we had the number 45, all of those numbers were less than 45. Factors can never be bigger than the number that you're talking about. And what are factor pairs? Well, factor pairs are a pair of factors that give you a certain number when multiplied. For example, if we had the number 100, a factor pair of 100 is 1 times 100, because those two factors, 1 and 100, when multiplied, give you 100. And remember, if you have any questions at all, we love to help. So make sure you leave them in the comments below. And to make sure you don't miss any more great math videos that we're making, make sure you subscribe and you like this video and our other videos. We want to help you as much as possible. Thanks for watching.